We are so pleased to be joined on the show today by a man who has been called the voice of the region in recent times. He's a former heart surgeon turned comedian, and he's taken over Coca-Cola Arena on Sunday. Bassem Youssef, welcome to the Debrief. Great to have you on the show.
I didn't know that I was called the voice of the region. That's new to me.
Well, there you go.
Where is that? Where can I find that this little bit of information?
Social media, it's a wild place, as you know.
I was called all kind of things, including a spy.
Bassem, welcome back to Dubai, first of all. You've been here so many times. What's the first thing you do when you land back in Dubai?
Oh, I sleep. I come like 15 and a half hours from Los Angeles. It's like a long, that's a long trip, man. No, I try to meet my friends. I actually like taking. I know this sounds like a Tinder bio. Like I like long walks on the beach.
What else is on that Tinder bio? You're touring Belly of the Beast. Tell us a little bit about this show and how audiences so far are reacting to it. You've just been in Bahrain as well, but tell us more about this particular show and what audiences can expect.
So this is a very new show. This is my second special. The first special, it was called The Middle Beast. This is called The Belly of the Beast. And it's a very, very, very new show. I only started touring with this show 3 weeks ago. I only did 3 cities in the United States: Durham, North Carolina, San Antonio, Texas, and Tempe, Arizona. And Bahrain yesterday was the first show outside of the United States. And I was terrified. I was scared because I didn't try to outside the United States, and I felt it was too American. Because, you know, I built it in just like in the past couple of months, and I didn't know what people, you know, connect to what I'm trying to say, because I'm doing it from the point of view of an immigrant who's living in this superpower of the world in a very, very interesting times. That's why it's called The Belly of the Beast. That's where the name comes from.
And the audiences in Bahrain?
I was pleasantly surprised. They were like on it. And you know, like the audience in Bahrain is not as diverse in the audience in Dubai. So for me, that was like a huge milestone. If it can work in Bahrain, it can work anywhere. Yeah. Because, you know, most of the people who know me from the Arab world, and they want to listen to a show in Arabic, not in English. And I was thinking, would they think like, oh, this guy is coming to America, tell us like how it is to be American, you know, screw that guy. But they actually were in it, because if you think about it, you know, I think we're all living in the belly of the beast somehow.
Yeah.
So it was a very interesting show. I mean, the topic might sound heavy, but people were having fun. I went overtime. I went overtime with the show. I was like on stage for like an hour and a half. And it was wonderful.
We can't not mention the infamous interview back in 2023 with Piers Morgan. And, you know, that went global and really opened up a new audience for you, and probably generated you a lot more interest into your style of comedy as well. You do shows in both Arabic and in English. Do you have to change certain things within the show, or is funny just funny?
Well, first of all, funny is just funny, but also people come to me not because of my comedy, they come to me because of my politics, which is like a very interesting and unique position to be, you know, because like when people go to Bill Burr or go to Theo Von, they don't expect them to speak 100% politics. They go in there because they're going to have a point of view. But when I go on the show, people who come to my show mostly are not comedy fans. That's what everybody when I go to do comedy clubs in the United States, people tell me, you bring different kind of clientele. And I was just speaking about like how when I went to South Africa with Blue Blood also, they were like saying that most of the people came to the show didn't know that it was a comedy show. They thought it was a lecture.
Right.
That I'm going to be speaking about the politics of the Middle East, which is a very weird position to be in as a comedian.
Yeah.
And that puts a lot of pressure. I mean, first of all, there is the pressure to be funny. That is the biggest pressure ever. People who buy tickets, come to a comedy show, they expect to laugh. So that's a big pressure. But also, oh, I want you to make me laugh, but I want you to talk about the very important things that I am worried about. And, you know, politics are not usually funny.
Is that a struggle for you as a comedian, trying to find the light when, you know, and especially here, you see what's happening in certain parts, and people struggle. They struggle with the videos on social media. They struggle with the news headlines. But as a comedian, do you feel that pressure that, you know, people are coming to your show, you've got to make them laugh?
Yeah, you are required to act as a vent, both for their need to laugh and for their frustration and their anger. And I'm telling you, it's the thinnest line you can ever walk, because you can make anything funny. You can make jokes about traffic, you can make jokes about dating, but people don't expect you to do that. You can make jokes about politics, but it's very sensitive. So you are always just like walking this very thin line, and it's like it is one of those things, like it will either work really good or it will bomb so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Earlier this year as well, you headlined a major fundraising event in London for Gaza, supporting healthcare and long-term rebuilding. What did that event, that night, mean to you personally?
Oh, this is, first of all, a lot of people are they're too sweet, and they say, Bassem, thank you for everything you do. It's like, I'm not even doing enough. And this is like a very simple thing of like just, paying back to the community. But there were like amazing people there. There were like amazing comedians, international stars. And to have all of these people coming and uniting in this night of comedy and music and performance. But also, it's a little bit, I don't want to say sad, it's interesting, because if you see, it's a good cause and people should go, but people will not go if there was no entertainment. And that's the whole thing about like how is the most noble of causes, supporting healthcare workers in one of the most challenging places in the world. You will not get people to pay money unless you actually entertain them.
Yeah.
Which is part of the circus, as I always say. So you have to do a little bit of circus in order to do something good.
You started off as a heart surgeon. You're now touring the world doing comedy shows. Was that a natural progression? How did you go from being a heart surgeon to a comedian?
Nothing in my life is natural. Nothing in the last 15 years, nothing went natural to me. In 2011, we had the Arab Spring. I was a doctor. I was about to go to the United States to continue my work there. And then the Arab Spring happened. I did a couple of YouTube videos, again, went viral. And then out of nowhere, I'm having the biggest show in Egypt. And then that show got canceled. And then I had to leave Egypt, go to the United States, start all over again. Had no idea what to do. And then I did stand-up comedy. At the age of 45, started doing stand-up comedy. Now I'm 51. And I didn't know if that will even work. And it did. So nothing in my life in the last 15 years is predictable or natural. That's why when people tell me, Bassem, what is your advice to the young people? I was like, don't do me. Yeah. Because I cannot advise. It's like, hey, take a chance, leave a stable career, leave your home country and try to start. Every single turn in that life had a 90-10 chance of failing. And I'm the luckiest person in the world.
You get to travel the world. You get to be in amazing places. Here, the UAE, I know, is a special place for you. You lived here for a period of time as well.
Yes, it was the transition between Egypt and the United States. I lived here for a year.
Have you still got certain places that you like to go to when you're in Dubai?
The beach.
The beach?
I will live like a kite beach is my favorite place.
Yeah.
Favorite place to walk. Favorite place to do kite surfing if their wind is good. But I just my soul is just like connected to the water. Even in the United States, I live in Los Angeles, and I live in kind of like very close to the beach. I'm very connected to water somehow. It gives you peace and serenity.
The show, The Belly of the Beast, this Sunday, Coca-Cola Arena.
That's gonna be the biggest crowd ever.
What are you most looking forward to for the show this weekend?
Oh my God, I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit scared because I've never actually, that would be the record breaking of my career, performing to all of those people. And, this arena kind of had some of the biggest acts in the world. And, people in Dubai are used to a certain quality of performance, of entertainment. And there's also the expectations of me coming here. So you have all of this kind of waiting on you, and you hope that you deliver.
Do you find that it is different when you're in somewhere like Dubai? I mean, even just seeing you here in the studio this morning, everybody wants a piece of Bassem. Everybody wants to have that picture. They want to see you. They want to, maybe thank you for representing some of their thoughts as well. Do you notice that here in the UAE compared to other parts of the world?
Well, here's the thing. Dubai is one of those very unique cities where you have an incredible diversity, like New York or Los Angeles. But I think even the diversity here even bigger. But there's a sense of warmth. So the people here in Dubai are just like, they are some of the warmest, nicest people ever. And of course, I mean, there are people who are, but
That's
that's
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But I have been blessed by having some of the best friends from all kind of nationalities here in Dubai, and I come here, I feel that's like my second home.
So you mentioned that it's going to be the biggest show you've ever done this Sunday. I guess then you still get a little bit nervous when you go on stage.
I am nervous even if I go in a comedy club in front of 100 people. I mean, yeah, that now multiply the 100 by 6,000, but it never leaves you. The fear of performance, going on stage, because it is, uh, you need to get their validation every single time, even if you're performing to 5 people. And I think this is what we do as human beings. We're trying to get validation. We're trying to accept it by people. And the way that stand-up comedians do is through making you laugh. And this is why we're all damaged inside. And we try to get, to replace therapy by going on stage and avoiding the issues at hand. And that kind of fester inside of us until we're completely gone.
And, yeah, and you say
It just went dark very soon.
Yeah, but you say that, but that's exactly what everybody doing buying tickets is doing as well. They want to get that through your comedy. Bassem Youssef, it's so great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All the best for the show on Sunday. I'm sure it's going to be one of your highlights. Thank you for stopping by and chatting to us, and enjoy the rest of your time in Dubai. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.